Hey guys, welcome back to the WAG Station. I'm your host, the outdated Gen Z himself, and today I'm going to be talking all about the original Sonic the Hedgehog. Now you gotta like my priorities about making a whole video on Sonic R before Sonic 1. Those are some great priorities, not gonna lie. Ah yes, the Sonic the Hedgehog series. The only series to have bats with... Yeah, so Sonic the Hedgehog was released on the Sega Genesis in 1991, and it was a massive success for Sega. So, what do you do in this game? Well, you run around, find the 6 Chaos Emeralds, and defeat Robotnik because you made animals into robots. Now, for Sonic being called Sonic, this game isn't as fast as you think. This is because there's a speed cap in here for some strange reason. It could be because it would be too much for the Sega Genesis to handle, but Sonic 2, the speed cap was disabled unless if you were in the air, so I don't really see the problem here. Anyways, first things first, are the levels good? No! Well, not all of them are bad, like the first level, for example, Green Hill Zone. Sure, yes, you see this a lot in most new Sonic games as the first level. Sonic Superstars has put that to rest for now. Anyways, this zone is fun, and the only true fast-paced level in Sonic 1. Next up, Marble Zone. Definitely a downgrade from speed-related stuff in Green Hill. But I enjoy this one, even though the questionable amount of fire and lava is annoying. The aesthetic is pretty cool, and yeah, I don't enjoy the fact that it's mostly based around true platforming. Sure, it's a platformer game, but come on, it's named Sonic the Hedgehog. Make it faster. Now, Spring Yard here is another fun one. It would have been more fast-paced than Marble Zone if it wasn't for these kinds of sections. This zone is filled with them. Labyrinth Zone? Labyrinth? Labyrinth? Yeah. Labyrinth? Yes. Labyrinth. Labyrinth? Yeah. Now next up here, Starlight Zone. This is basically Green Hill's true successor. Sure, the aesthetic might not be any better than Green Hill because it's just a city, but it has its fast-paced style, and it is a lot easier than the previous zones for some reason, other than Green Hill. You know, the zone order is kind of weird in Sonic 1. I feel like it should go Green Hill first, then Starlight, then Marble Zone, then Spring Yard, then Labyrinth, and then Scrap Brain. And speaking of Scrap Brain Zone. This level is actually really cool with the background elements. The first act is in this big factory-like place. Second act is in Robotnik's actual base, and Act 3 is Labyrinth Zone again. You know, this act is worse than the regular Labyrinth Zone. Not only does it have the absolutely stupid amount of obstacles that Scrap Brain Zone has in the first place, there's never enough bubbles around to breathe air underwater. And if there are enough, the bubbles purposely spawn slowly. Also, I think Sonic drowns faster than normal in this act. And finally, the final boss in this game is actually pretty easy if you know what you are doing. Oh yeah, also to get the Chaos Emeralds, you must beat a stage with 50 rings, and then you can jump into this big ring, and then you get transported to this special stage, also known as Whoa, my head's spinning! Now, for my opinions on this game, well, it's okay. I wish that it was less focused on platforming and maybe taking advantage of the fact that the main character is named Sonic and he runs fast. Other than that, it's still a fun game. Sure, the Labyrinth Zone sucks, the special stages sucks, Scrap Brain Zone sucks. It's always a fun time when I play it. I personally don't go back to this game as much as any other Sonic game, other than like, oh, this was the first Sonic game. Now, the first time I ever played this was definitely pretty special. I played Sonic 2 at one point, maybe in like the multiplayer with my dad, but then Sonic 1 I finally got to play through the Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection. Then after that, since I didn't really own the Genesis Collection on Xbox 360, my dad did, the first time I ever actually got to own a version of Sonic 1 was actually on the 3DS, with the 3D remake of Sonic the Hedgehog. Sure, yes, my DS is also a doorstop because I have a 2DS, but, you know, I didn't really care. Sonic 1 was there, cool, I get to play a Sonic game. And then after I got Sonic Mega Collection Plus on the original Xbox, and it kind of reminded me of the original Genesis Collection. I play Mega Collection Plus way more often than that. It kind of reminded me of it because of the bad sound emulation, and weirdly enough, I remember it being that bad. Also, I gotta mention the music, of course, because I was just talking about it. It is pretty good. All of the tracks are very memorable, but I do prefer the remastered soundtrack from the 2013 mobile remake of Sonic 1 over the original Genesis version. I wish that Sonic Team would have left it in Sonic Origins, because this is literally just the mobile port with Drop Dash and Amy if you get the DLC. So I don't get why they removed it. Hopefully they'll change their mind at some point, probably not, but hey, who knows what will happen. So that was Sonic 1. It's good, but it's definitely not the best game of all times in the Sonic series, obviously, because it is the first game. But let's see what else we got in this series next. Wow!